In those far-off and almost forgotten days of amateurism, many of New Zealand's finest rugby players made their living off the land. Graham Murray, Dave Loveridge, Sir Brian Lochore and Sir Colin Meads were all farmers. The professional game has changed all that, but there are still pockets of resistance. Andrew Hore, capped 74 times for his country and captain of the Highlanders, is never happier than when he's back home working on the family farm in Manitoto.
Since 1910, the original part, Stonehenge, was 20,000 acres, which is next door. We dropped that sheep off, and last year we took over this farm here, Paddy Rail Station. So it's about 12,000 acres, and we've got another little patch joined onto it. It's about 10,000 acres as well. So we're adding up a little bit, and it's good to get home, you know, from town when things aren't going so good, and get back here.
With the Highlanders languishing at the bottom of the Super Rugby standings, the farm provides Hore with a welcome world away from the pressures and trappings of the modern game.
Grew up, had an older brother, and we, as soon as we could reach the pedals, we could drive and stuff, and the father took us out and taught us what he knows and how to swear and how to do things like that. So, you know, it's been one of those things back of the mind that I'm always going to come back to and be pretty keen to do it.
Well, he's made him a good people's person. He's hard, raw bone. He's always been an early riser. And we've done the 9 yards, done a bit of fence in his early years, shorn, skinned sheep when he's about 5-year-old. He just like been a hard, solid worker, and it's sort of come out in his rugby.
His outdoor lifestyle is one of the reasons for his durability. Another is his rivalry with Kevin Mealamu.
Obviously, him and I are great mates, and we're poles apart really. He lives in Auckland and I'm down here, so I think the fact that we were good mates and we could help each other out, there was no, you know, we all obviously want to start, and who gets the starting job does it the best they can, the other fella comes on, and you know, longevity, if you only have to play 40 minutes because you've got someone as good as Kevin in front of you or behind you, it's, you know, add another 5 years onto your career if you only have to play half the game. So we have a lot of fun, there's a lot of challenge, rivalry between us, but we're really good mates, and you know, I couldn't speak highly enough of the guy. He's one of the reasons I've stayed around so long, because you get there and you've got a good mate doing the same thing as you for the same reasons.
Throughout the World Cup, Mealamu was first choice hooker, but Hore played his full part, making 7 appearances in the tournament and captaining the All Blacks in their pool match against Canada.
That's probably the pinnacle, really. You know, there's a lot of people not knowing if New Zealand was going to hold a decent World Cup or anything, and I think right back to the start of the Tongans sort of showed the whole New Zealand how to support a team, and the ball started rolling from there. And we talked to Thorny and that just the other day about this. Actually, we sort of got ourselves into a little tunnel vision, and we just sort of soldiered right on to the end. And it was one of those things that was very cool to do, and I don't know if I'd actually put my hand up to go through it again, though. It was, you know, it was a pretty emotional sort of a time, and you sort of could feel the pressure of things building, and I suppose, yeah, 8-7 will go down in history.
Hore has watched many of his rivals come and go, and while he has no immediate plans to retire, there are no prizes for guessing where he'll be heading when he does.
One question rugby players don't like is what are you going to do when you finish playing, and I'm lucky enough to know, I know, pretty solid here, come back to the farm, and it's also pretty good when things aren't going so well, you can get away from everything, get back to the farm where there's plenty of open spaces, and you know, get away from things and realise that there is life after footy as well. When it becomes about money, it's a job, so I might as well go and work on the farm. When rugby turns into a job for me, I'm done. The real highlights of the thing that you really miss about footy is straight after the game when you sit in the shed having a beer or a Powerade or whatever, and the things you talk about what happened in the game that no one else saw, and you know, that'll be the hardest thing ever to walk away from. I think you can't really replace that, sitting there, the mateship after beating people up or doing what you can for 80 minutes and then sitting around and relaxing after 9 times out of 10 putting a good plan together that's worked, and they're the things that you probably really miss most. It's pretty surreal, and some days you're putting your boots on and wondering what the hell you're doing here, and then you get out there and it all goes to plan. So, you know, pretty lucky, but I wouldn't trade here for anywhere really, so I'm happy to be back here, and I'm got a few good memories, and the scrapbook's reasonably full of some reasonable things I've achieved.